Hey guys, so I wanted to talk about my labor and delivery story because I want to share it because I feel like it's not a very common one. So yeah, I'm gonna go backtrack to the few days before I actually went into labor. So I delivered my baby on July 3rd of 2018 because he's already one. So on July the 1st, which was a Sunday, that day I was already super pregnant, and I was in belief that I was going to someone's party. I think my cousin's party. My cousin Yi, we call her Yi. And so yeah, because her birthday is around those days. So it wasn't that exact day, but then I was like believing it because it was close enough. It was the weekend before. So I got ready. I got in a dress. So that's how they got me to dress up. But yeah, little did I know, once I showed up, it was a surprise baby shower. Super like last minute because I was like literally ready to pop. Yeah, just like 2 days before I gave birth. So that day was like super cute. I didn't expect it. Like, yeah, basically everyone that I love was there, or like whoever could have made it. And yeah, we had fun. We played games. Blah, blah, blah. People left, and then like I started helping cleaning up. So it was like a really active day for me. And that day I was already feeling contractions, but I didn't let anyone know except for I think maybe a few people that asked me like how I was feeling and stuff. And I told my husband like, oh, I'm feeling contractions, but they're not close enough to be like I gotta go to the hospital right now. They were like maybe 30 minutes apart or 15 minutes apart was like the closest that they got during that day. And then yeah, so we left pretty late from over there. It was at my tia's house, and then we arrived home and it was around, I don't know, 9 or 10 p.m. So basically I just like undressed and rested for a while, like took off my makeup and everything. I think I showered too, but point is like basically I got home and I rested, and from 10 to 12, and I was still feeling those like contractions but far apart. And then at 12 at midnight, so Sunday night midnight, like going into Monday, I went to the bathroom. And mind you, the week before this I had already had like a mucus plug come out, and I was just like, that's weird, but I guess like I looked it up and everything seemed normal because my water hadn't broke or anything. So yeah, that night at midnight I got up to the bathroom and like another mucus plug came out. I'm like, what? Didn't it already come out? Like, I'm confused. Or does this thing come out in chunks like separately? And yeah, so I was confused at that point. Then I'm walking back to my room from the bathroom and like a big gush comes out, and I'm just like, okay, like I didn't want to pee, like that wasn't pee. So I'm like, at this point I know it's my water, it broke. And yeah, so since I'm walking to my room, I'm like, what do I do? Like, I'm just leaking. I just grabbed like a blanket and a towel, and like I placed it on the floor, and like basically like I'm sitting on it, like crouching on it, and it just keeps coming out, and I'm like, when is it gonna stop? Like, I need to go to the bathroom. But I didn't want to walk and leak it all the way to the bathroom, so I waited a little bit. And then I went to the bathroom and it kept coming out. And then I was like, babe, my water broke. He was like sleeping. I woke him up and he was like, still hella asleep, like sonambulo, like, how do you say it? Yeah, basically, like, he wasn't responding well. I'm like, babe, my water broke. Like, let's go. And then he's like, I don't know if we should go already. Do you think it's time? Like, is this how it works? Because, it's our first baby. Like, we don't know what the crack to do. So what I do is I texted my doula, because I had set up a doula for us, and I also texted my midwife. And then, so I just basically tell them my symptoms and what just happened and, like, what I've been feeling throughout the day on the Sunday. And then they're like, oh, okay, that seems fine. You don't have to come in if your contractions are not, like, 5 or 4 minutes apart, even 3 minutes. Like, as long as you can hold it together. Like, it has to be an hour long, I believe. Like, 5 minutes apart for an hour long. So I'm like, okay, it's not like that. So I guess I gotta chill. So I just go back to bed. I lay a towel down under me, and then I'm like, I can't sleep. Like, she's just like telling me, they both told me, go back to sleep, get as much rest as you can, like, it's coming soon, but you just gotta wait till they're, like, more consistent. So yeah, I do just that, but I can't go to sleep because I can't stop thinking about, like, oh my god, like, it's coming, like, it's time. It's just basically like a rush of emotions at that moment. So yeah, so time passes by, but until 4 a.m., like, between midnight to 4 a.m., like, the contractions did get more consistent. So I call them back when they were, like, for an hour long, 5 minutes apart. And then she's like, can you hold it, or do you think, like, you can't hold it no more? Like, I can go see you, because my midwife is basically home sleeping, and she has to go to the birth center because, okay, let me tell y'all, my idea of giving birth was, like, I wanted it to be all natural, like, no epidural. Like, I wanted to be, I wanted to tough it out, and because I thought I could do it. But yeah, I'm gonna just tell y'all that didn't happen. So yeah, I was set up to go to the Marin Family Birthing Center. I think that's what it's called. I was supposed to go to the Martinez Hospital, which I was like, nah, because, as a mom, you start researching stuff like, oh, the reviews, how do they treat their patients, like, what's the outcomes and stuff. Can you be in a bathtub, like, to chill your contractions out and stuff like that. And basically, I looked up Alta Bates in Berkeley too. I looked up, like, several hospitals near my area. And then, so that's why I decided the Marin Family Birthing Center, because they do let you be in a bathtub. They let you be in any position you want to give birth, like, when it's actually coming out. Like, whatever's comfortable for you. And at the hospital, you have to be on your back, like, with your legs wide open, like, y'all know the drill, like, the typical thing. So I didn't want to be, like, restricted to that. So yeah, and for all the other reasons too about that I didn't want an epidural. And if I was at the birthing center, in my mind I was like, if it's not there, like, even if I ask for it, like, I gotta deal with it. I gotta deal with the pain, and, like, I'm gonna just do it. So yeah, so then I couldn't handle it anymore. At 4 a.m, I told my midwife, like, no, you need to come in, like, I can't take this no more. So we start driving from the East Bay to Marin to the birthing center, and she meets us there. And, like, on the way there, my suegra and my husband go with me. And so yeah, like, all the way there, it just felt, like, excruciating, especially in my back. Like, I couldn't sit down. Like, I kept, like, twisting up. Like, kind of like the Exorcist style, like, yeah. And I laid down a towel under my seat just in case, like, I kept squirting or whatever. And then once we got over there, she saw me and she checked me in, and I believe I was only like 2 centimeters dilated. And now I was literally like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, why is it so fucking painful? Like, I'm barely at 2. And I literally thought like I was minimal, like at least a 4 or 5, like, you know, to get it going. But she was like, no, you're only a 2. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if she thought like I was weak or something, because she's like, you're barely at a 2, honey. Like, I don't know why it sounds like you're, you know, like doing the most, basically. But she didn't say it like that, but that's how I felt it. And then, so she just like recommended that we go to the store nearby. There's a Safeway nearby, to like walk around and get it moving more, because the walking helps a lot. And so we did. We went to walk around, and then more time passed by. So it was already, I don't know. I basically spent the whole day at the birthing center, like in pain, like hella pain. They even took me on a walk to the nearby mall in Marin, and I had to, like, every 10 steps I had to like bend down, and like, ooh, I put my husband through it. Like, I was holding him so hard. I remember, like, I felt bad for him, but I just couldn't. Like, I needed to like hold someone so bad. And the whole time my pain was in my back. Like, I didn't feel it nowhere in the front. So I haven't had a baby before, so I'm like, I guess this is normal. But I've heard that contractions like are, you know, in your stomach area, in your abdomen area. But everything was in my back and my lower back. Like, I remember hella times I would tell them, like, I feel like it's coming out my butt. Like, the baby's coming out my butt. Like, I don't know what the hell's gonna happen, but I feel like this baby's coming out my butt, not my, you know, front part. So they were just like, when they heard me say that, I guess it's a ring for them in their head when people say, when women say, like, I gotta poop or it's coming out my back, it's like close to the time when the baby's coming out. But like, no, the baby was still in there. They checked me like at max while I was at the birthing center. I think I got maybe to a 5. And I got in the bathtub. It did help a lot. They kept massaging me the whole time that I was at the birthing center, like just breathing it out, moving, like laying, like I would lay with my head down and my butt up to help the pressure like relieve from my back, so the baby would hang down. But still, like, it was bad. And then at a later point, when she saw that I wasn't progressing, she asked me if I wanted some castor oil. And then I was like, yeah, because I honestly was just like, you know, I was so in pain. Like, I didn't care. I didn't even think about, like, what is castor oil? What's the consequences? Like, you know, I just didn't think about it. I was just like, is it going to help? And she was like, yeah, it could help. And then I was like, okay, do it. So I went for it. She did it. She put some in me. I didn't feel like it did anything. So then every time they were checking the baby's heartbeat was after my contractions. They never checked during. And then at one point, they're like, oh, let's check you right now. Because they never wanted to check me during, because since it was so bad when the contractions came, like, I would move all around and it was, like, hard for them to get a good reading. The one time that they did check my baby's heartbeat, when, like, during the actual contraction, they got so scared. They were, like, talking amongst themselves, and I was like, what's going on? And then, like, everything happened so fast. My husband was sleeping at the moment, like, taking a break, and I was with my suegra. And, like, they called the paramedics because they have basically, like, set up in case of an emergency. The paramedics come, take me to the nearest hospital. And then, so that's what happened. And literally, they came so fast, like 5 minutes, not even 10 minutes. They came like hella fast. So then they put me on the stretcher. My husband wakes up and the paramedics are already there, and he's like, what? Like, mind blown, like, wait, everything was fine, and all of a sudden we gotta go to the hospital. Like, I had already told them, like, if anything goes bad, like, it's gonna be okay. They're just gonna take us to the hospital, and it's not far away at all from the birthing center. So he wakes up and they're taking me, and then, you know, you must imagine, like, what the hell he's feeling. Like, he just woke up, everything was fine. So yeah, at this point, nomás me persino, and I'm like, dude, like, I'm just like, God, everything is in your hands, like, from here, because I was so nervous, like, but I didn't want to freak out because I didn't want my baby to feel freaked out. Like, I just wanted to, like, remain calm as much as I could. So yeah, when they put me on the stretcher, like, I was crying, but not like a wreck. I was just, like, trying to, like, breathe and stay calm. They put me on my side. So we went and we arrived at the Marin General, and it was around 7 or 8 p.m. of the Monday after the baby shower. So we arrive, and right away they start, like, they put an IV in me. They wrap me around my tummy to check the pulse at all times, which at the birthing center they don't do that. They were checking it, like, every once in a while. So I just felt, like, so relieved to have my baby monitored and me monitored, like, at all times, because if anything went wrong, like, they could know right away. And I don't know, at this point I just felt like, oh, that was so dumb that I chose the birthing center. Like, what was I thinking? Like, I don't know, there's just, like, not enough technology there in case things go bad. I don't know, like, I just thought my labor and delivery was going to be all smooth, and, like, yeah, I knew it was going to be hard, but I didn't think, like, things were going to go sideways, or, like, yeah. So when I got to the hospital, I find out that I'm having back labor, and that's why I feel everything in my back, and I'm like, no freaking wonder. Like, that's why every time I have a contraction, my baby's heartbeat goes down. Also, his heartbeat was going down every time because he was wrapped around with the umbilical cord around his neck. Because, yeah. So, but we found that out later, like, once he came out. So from there, we're at the hospital, and I still haven't gotten an epidural. I still haven't got any sleep, any rest. Like, it's just, like, an ongoing thing. And then my midwife and my doula are still there. My cuñada came to the birthing center right before they transferred me over to the hospital, so she's there also with my husband and his mom. And yeah, everything happened so fast. Like, I didn't let anybody know other than them, because they were, like, the immediate people around me at the time. And those were the people that I planned to be with me beforehand. So yeah, now I feel a lot more calm, but I'm still having a lot of pain in my lower back. I still can't tolerate it. Like, everyone's tired of massaging me at this point. I like, literally felt bad for them, because they were taking turns, like, they were taking naps. It was, like, yeah, hard work. Because they have to put, like, hard-ass pressure, like, deep, because, like, they had to get on in the right spot, too, and I just felt bad, like, but, yeah, I'm just so grateful that they were there, and that there was a team, not only my husband, because he couldn't have done it, like, by himself. That's just, like, way too much to expect from one person. But yeah, so the hours go by and I'm still not opening up. Like, I think the max that I went without any extra help was maybe a 6. And I think it was around 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. of that Monday, July 2nd, that I just told them, like, I want an epidural, because I hadn't given, but my midwife came to me and she was like, you know what, like, I know that your plan was to get no epidural, you want to do this natural, but your experience is not like everybody else's, like, and I know that you've toughed it out as much as you could, and just know that if you decide to get an epidural, like, that doesn't make you any weaker. I think my husband's home. Hi, Bunny.
What up, bro? What you doing?
I'm recording my labor and delivery story.
Okay.
Yeah, so she just said that doesn't make you any weaker. Like, that doesn't make you any less of a mom. And then I just, like, started crying at that point, because I didn't want to. I said no to it for hella long, and, like, I never imagined getting it. But I was so tired by then. Like, it had already been more than 24 hours in labor, and I was just like, I'm done. Like, I need to get some rest before I'm gonna have to get more energy to push the baby out. So I just told her, like, thank you for encouraging me to, like, do my best and to not think of myself any less if I do get it. So they called in the anesthesiologist, and he put it in, and he was super sweet. Like, he did it really slow, and explained everything so well. All the staff at Marin, at the hospital, they are so good. Like, they treat you really good. Well, at least in my experience. I've had other family experiences at Marin that went really bad, but for my labor and delivery, it was great. Like, everyone who came into the room, they were super nice and respectful, and they like, went with all my decisions. They didn't push anything on me. So yeah, after I got my epidural, I, like, it didn't even take that long for it to take effect. Like, I was able to sleep after that for a good maybe 2 or 3 hours, like, consecutively or all together. And then I woke up, and I was still feeling the contractions, but it wasn't bad at all. Like, I didn't need anyone to be massaging me. Like, I was just, like, tossing and turning a little bit, but, like, I was good. Like, it was manageable. So yeah, like, that was during the madrugada, like, the morning time. And then my baby was born at 7:28 a.m. Like, once they came in, I think maybe around 6 a.m. or 5:30, they were like, you're a 10, like, are you ready to push? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, I had already slept, like, I had the energy to push him out, and then I was just, like, done. I'm like, are you ready to push? Yeah, like, let's do this. So everyone came in, the team came in, they set everything up. I was on my back, and it happened really fast. Like, I don't think I had to push maybe more than, like, a handful of times. I just, like, had to hold it. I had to hold every push. They would count to 10, and then I would push and hold, and then again, like, count to 10, push and hold. And then it was so hurtful with the Ring of Fire. Like, that shit is true, like, hot fire. But they would tell me, like, wait for a contraction for you to push, because, or else, like, you could tear easily if you push when you're not having a contraction. But with the Ring of Fire, I was like, no, I'm not gonna wait. Like, he needs to come out now. Hell no. So I just kept going. I did tear, like, I only needed one stitch, basically. But that wasn't that bad. So once my baby came out, like, it was 30 hours completely being in labor. And honestly, like, I remember it just feels like like, oh my God, and blessed. Like, I started crying right away because it's just such a beautiful experience to see your baby and be like, oh my God, like, we made him, like, and we plan to have him, like, I don't know, it's just so beautiful. Like, whoever has babies, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's just one of the most beautiful feelings in the world. And it makes every single second of the pain, like, worth it and beyond. Like, I think about it now and I'm like, my experience was crap. Like, I wouldn't do it the same again. Like, I'm not ever gonna go to a birthing center again, even if I don't have back labor, because I just don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk being, like, having, you know, any kind of problem and then having to go to the hospital and then getting all set up, and, like, the time in between, it's like life or death basically. But yeah, it's just literally all worth it, and I'm so grateful to have my baby. So yeah, he was born in Marin General Hospital on July 3rd at 7:28 a.m. and his birthday is so close to other family members. My mom, his grandma, is on July 1st. His madrina, Yi, is on July 2nd. And his other grandma, his dad's mom, is on July 4th, and he's on the 3rd. And yeah, he has his own day. He didn't land on anybody else's, but yeah, it was so exciting. It was so tiring, but all so beautiful. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy listening to this labor and delivery story. If you guys want to share yours with me, or if you had anything in common with me or have any questions, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching.